The book of Genesis is the first book of the Bible, serving as the foundational narrative for both the Hebrew Scriptures and Christian faith. Its name, derived from the Greek word meaning origin or beginning, reflects its role in describing the creation of the world, the origins of humanity, and God's unfolding plan for His chosen people. Genesis sets the theological and historical stage upon which the rest of the Scriptures build, presenting profound truths about God's character, human nature, and divine purpose. Structure and themes. Genesis is divided into two major sections: primeval history, chapters 1-11, and the patriarchal narratives, chapters 12-50. The first section presents universal events: the creation of the world, the fall of humanity, the flood, and the Tower of Babel. These stories reveal the relationship between God and humanity, highlighting both divine love and human rebellion. The second section focuses on specific individuals chosen by God: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, tracing the establishment of God's covenant with Israel through their lives, faith journeys, struggles, and family histories. Central themes include the sovereignty of God in creation, the seriousness of sin, the promise of redemption, and the faithfulness of God's covenant. Humanity's failures are consistently met with God's grace, showing His desire for restoration rather than destruction. Primeval history. Genesis begins with two accounts of creation, Genesis 1-2. The first offers a majestic, ordered picture of God creating all things by His word in 6 days and resting on the seventh. The second account presents a more intimate story of Adam and Eve's creation, marriage, and placement in Eden, emphasizing the dignity of humanity as bearers of God's image. The fall in Genesis 3 introduces the tragic reality of sin, when Adam and Eve disobey God, leading to alienation from Him and bringing death into creation. This is followed by Cain's murder of Abel, a reflection of sin's growth. Humanity's wickedness culminates in the Great Flood, Genesis 6-9, when God spares Noah and his family, preserving creation and reaffirming His covenant with all living creatures. The story of the Tower of Babel in Genesis 11 reveals humanity's pride as people seek to build their own way to heaven, only for God to scatter them by confusing their language. Patriarchal narratives. From chapter 12 onward, Genesis shifts to God's covenant with Abraham. God promises Abraham land, descendants, and blessing, making him the father of many nations. Abraham's faith is tested repeatedly, such as when he leaves his homeland in obedience and when he is asked to sacrifice Isaac, the child of promise. Isaac, though less prominent, represents continuity of the covenant, showing God's faithfulness to every generation. Jacob, later renamed Israel, exemplifies God's transformation.